quiet old town filled with small gardens, winding alleys, and warm chimneys that smoked gently in winter, there lived two inseparable friends named Gerda and Kai. They were neighbors, playmates, and heart companions, spending every morning and evening together as though the whole world existed only for the two of them. Their little rooms looked across a rooftop garden where roses bloomed against the wooden boxes, and whenever the wind blew softly, the flowers bent toward the children like they were greeting them. Gerda and Kai believed the roses listened to them, and perhaps in those days, when everything was simple and bright, the roses truly did. But one winter, something strange, dark, and cold slipped quietly into their world. Far away, a wicked mirror created by a fallen spirit shattered into countless invisible pieces. When those sharp fragments scattered across the world, they pierced the eyes and hearts of people, turning everything good into ugliness and everything warm into coldness. By a cruel twist of fate, one such shard found Kai. It slid into his eye like a grain of dust and settled in his heart like a seed of frost. From that moment, the world changed for him. The roses he once loved now looked faded. The kindness he saw everywhere turned suspicious, and even Gerda's gentle smile seemed too childish. Slowly, the shard made his heart colder and his laughter thinner. One stormy evening, as snowflakes swirled like white ghosts outside, a beautiful woman dressed in ice blue arrived on a sleigh shaped like a silver arrow. Her skin glowed pale, her eyes shone like frozen stars, and her breath sparkled with frost. She was the Snow Queen. She whispered to Kai, calling him softly. Under her spell, he stepped onto her sleigh without hesitation. In an instant, they swept across rooftops, drifting through the night sky and vanishing into a world of endless white snow. The Snow Queen carried him to her palace, a magnificent structure carved entirely from ice so clear that one could see through the walls like glass. Yet inside, it was silent and deathly cold, for no fire, no warmth, no heartbeat belonged there. Meanwhile, Gerda searched desperately for her friend. Season after season, she traveled through bright fields, grand palaces, dangerous forests, and strange lands. She met kind strangers, talking birds, gentle queens, and even robbers who nearly took her life. But nothing frightened her enough to stop her. Her heart whispered only one thing: Kai must not be lost. She would not allow winter's magic to swallow him. At last, after traveling far into the northern winds, Gerda reached the edge of the Snow Queen's realm. The world there was silent, covered in layers of ice so thick that even sound seemed frozen. The northern lights shimmered above her like quiet flames, casting green and violet reflections on the snow. As she walked, sharp snowflakes, alive and vicious, rushed toward her like wolves made of frost. But the love in her heart was stronger than fear. Her breath created warm halos in the freezing air, and as she prayed with all her might, bright shapes of light appeared around her. Guardian angels formed from her innocence and hope. These shining angels melted the deadly snow wolves and cleared a path toward the palace.
Gerda entered the enormous frozen hall. It was silent like a tomb, glittering with blue crystals that reflected her tiny figure 1,000 times. She saw Kai sitting alone on a block of ice, trying to arrange sharp pieces of frozen mirror into the pattern of a word the Snow Queen had commanded him to form. If he succeeded, he would become free to rule like a little king of ice. But the shard in his heart made him cold, and he did not even notice Gerda stepping closer. She knelt beside him, calling his name gently. He did not hear. She held his stiff hands in her warm ones, and still he did not move. Finally, her tears fell. Soft, warm, living tears filled with every memory they shared. One tear touched his heart and seeped through the icy crust around it. Slowly, painfully, the frozen shell cracked like breaking glass. The second tear washed into his eye, dissolving the tiny shard lodged there. Kai blinked, confused at first, then frightened by the cold around him. When he truly saw Gerda, when her face appeared in his eyes, clear and warm, his own tears fell for the first time since he vanished from home. Those tears completed the miracle. The last piece of the dark mirror melted away. He threw his arms around her, shivering as warmth flooded his body. The ice around their feet began to soften, drops of water forming like pearls. Somewhere deep in the palace, a loud crack echoed, the Snow Queen's magic breaking. It was not anger that followed, nor a storm, but a slow fading, like a long shadow disappearing at dawn. The Queen's power could not hold against the love and innocence of two children whose hearts remembered each other across the entire world. Her frozen palace dissolved into mist, leaving only open snowfields stretching endlessly in every direction. Hand in hand, Kai and Gerda began their long journey home. The reindeer that once carried Gerda galloped joyfully to them, lowering its head as if greeting old friends. Birds flew low, guiding their path. Even the wind gentled itself, blowing behind them as if pushing them to warmth. They crossed forests where spring had just awakened, past flowing rivers, and walked through fields where flowers opened as they walked by. Everything felt new, as though the world had paused and begun again just for them. When they finally reached their town, the streets looked smaller than they remembered, the rooftops lower, the roses in the garden brighter. They climbed up to their little rooms, and there, exactly where they had once sat as children, the roses leaned toward them as though whispering, "Welcome home." As the evening sun touched their faces, Gerda and Kai realized something strange. They had grown, not just taller, not just older, but deeper. Yet, at the same time, the childlike innocence in their hearts remained unchanged. They looked at each other, smiling the soft smile that only pure friendship can create, and they knew that no winter, no magic, no distance could ever break the bond they shared. They had walked through storms, snow, danger, fear, and loneliness. But love, small, simple, gentle, had guided them home. And the world around them shone softly, as if blessing their return. The roses bloomed again, richer than before. The rivers sparkled like silver. And somewhere far away, the last shard of the evil mirror melted forever into nothingness. Just like that, the long winter of their hearts ended, and the true warmth of life returned once more.